I'm Steve Fuller. I'm the author of this new book, The Academic Caesar: Why University Leadership is Hard. This book is reflecting upon the difficult situation that universities find themselves in today, but in a way, instead of focusing on academics or students per se, I focus on the people at the top, namely the university presidents, the senior administration, the people who in a sense have the most direct responsibility for the idea of the university as a brand, you might say, in society. What does the university stand for? What needs to be defended about this institution, which has been around now for over 800, 900 years, yet at the same time finds itself under a lot of pressure and maybe even a kind of existential threat. And in particular, what I'm dealing with in the book is what's often called the neoliberal condition of the academy. And this is the idea that the university in many ways seems to be a sort of obsolete, inefficient organization, which even if one talks about the main things universities are trying to do, namely teaching and research, there are actually more efficient ways of providing both of those services without going to a university. One can talk about online courses, for example, or specialized vocational training, which can be acquired at a much cheaper cost and enable people to get jobs in areas they want to go into. And on the other hand, when it comes to research, there is also more efficient ways in which research can be done in terms of science parks and R&D divisions of corporations and stuff of that kind. And also research that can be done with very specific purposes to serve society or a particular client. And so the point then is, what is the value added of having a university? This is the kind of question that academic leaders have to face in these neoliberal times. And this is the answers that I provide in this kind of book. And it really does boil down to the idea that teaching and research need to be seen as something that is inherently integrated and combined. In other words, you can't have just one or the other existing separately, but they have to be part of a package deal. And it has to be something that in a sense is part of the reason why students want to go to a university. Not only because there is cutting-edge research that challenges the way in which we normally do things, but because there's also a kind of frame of mind, a kind of attitude, a kind of spirit that is exemplified in the classroom, which actually, as it were, manifests this kind of innovative spirit, which has been at the heart of what the university has been about in the modern era, but can often be lost in the kinds of economic conditions that we find ourselves today. And so it turns out that basically what the academic Caesar, the person who is running the university, who takes responsibility for the university, needs to do is to be able to instill this kind of spirit, not only in the academic staff, not only in the students, but also in the larger society, which is going to end up having to sustain, nurture, and ultimately benefit from it.